Well, I'd bring an extra ambulance attendant for the stairs. Oh, yes, he'll be switched over to the portable machines for transport. Well, I don't foresee any problems on this end as long as the hospital is aware of his fragile condition and they take every precaution on that end. Yeah. Oh, anytime. Yeah, he's ready right now. Okay. Bye-bye.
Morning, Mary.
Mason.
Morning, Gina. Is breakfast ready?
I was waiting to see what you wanted.
You know what I want, Gina. I have the same thing every morning. 2 eggs, lightly basted. 1 English muffin, lightly buttered.
And a scoop of cottage cheese.
Right.
But I thought maybe you were feeling more adventurous and you want pancakes, waffles, huh?
I've never considered breakfast a time to be adventurous, Gina. Please make it my usual. Mary, will you join us? Gina's taking breakfast orders.
Oh, thank you, but I have to wait for the ambulance. Your father's being taken in for tests today.
Oh, that's right. I'd forgotten. Poor thing being bumped around in that nasty old ambulance. Do you think it's safe for him to travel that way?
Well, the doctor assured me there'll be every precaution taken.
Good. That's as it should be. Well, Gina, if you'll pass along my breakfast order to Rosa, I think I'll go up and visit dear old Dad. It's a depressing thought on an empty stomach, but alas, my duty is firstborn.
Be careful, Mason. That's beginning to sound like loyalty.
You're right, it did. I'll have to watch that.
Isn't he charming?
He is so sure of himself. I've never met anybody like him.
Well, Mary, tell me, how are you two getting on? I can see that sparkle in your eye. You're interested, huh?
Well, no, I'm not really interested.
Intrigued?
Maybe. You know, he came to visit me at the clinic last night.
No, I didn't know that. He went all the way down to that dreadful neighborhood just to see you. How sweet.
Well, I'm not the only one he knows in that neighborhood.
Oh?
Several of my volunteer workers recognized him. They're ladies of the evening.
Oh, well, I can imagine Mason has known all different kinds of women during his years of sowing wild oats.
Yeah, I guess.
Does that bother you?
I try not to think about it.
Mary, you should. You should think all about Mason's past before entering into any kind of tryst with him. I mean, I would hate to see a woman like you be hurt by a man like him.
Gina, do you really think he's that bad?
Mary, for you, it could be tragic. But for another woman, a woman who knows what she wants, he'd be perfect. Well, of course, I don't know who that woman could be, but I'm sure there must be a woman out there for Mason. Oh, and what a lucky woman she is.
Eden. Hi.
It's really beautiful out there. Big ocean sort of surrounding everything. And it makes your problems feel small by insignificance, Sarah.
Well, you have a restless night, don't you?
How'd you know?
Well, whenever I see the sheets and a ball on the floor, I always know we had a great time the night before together, or you've been tossing and turning.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
You have another bad dream?
I've just been thinking about Daddy. You know, when I went outside, I was walking on the beach. Surrounded by the ocean in the morning air. It was like I could see it, but I couldn't feel it. It just felt so cold and empty.
Darling, your father may still pull through this. And even if he doesn't, at least you know you did everything you possibly could for him.
Being on those machines is not what he wanted.
Don't start with that.
Don't start with that. That's all I can think about. I walk in the house. I go near those machines. All I hear is my father's voice saying to me, let it end. Let me die.
That's the same as taking a life.
Life? What life? You show me that he's alive, that he's not lying there, unable to think or see or hear. If I was living like that in that room, I would want someone to care about me enough to let it end.
Eden, it's up to God to make that decision.
And I wish he'd make it, because I don't think I'm going to be able to handle this much longer.
saying things you don't mean.
My father asked me to let him die.
All right, look, I wasn't going to get into this, although it's been bothering me, and I don't think you've even considered it. Your father, it was not fair of him to ask you to do something he knows you're not capable of doing. Now, I love Mr. C almost as much as you do, but to lay that on you was taking advantage of your love.
It was a request from a father to a daughter.
Eden, he was leaning on your incredible desire to please him. Don't you... He knew the dilemma he was thrusting you into. He went right ahead and did it anyway. I think it was a selfish, insensitive thing to do.
He trusted me. He believed in me. That's why he chose me.
Well, before he chose you, he should have given it some prior thought.
Prior thought? My God, the man was dying. He thought he could be put on machines. He didn't want that.
So he lays the responsibility of the decision on your shoulders?
There's no decision. It's already been made. He wanted to be allowed to die. He didn't want to be a burden. He didn't want to linger on and cause suffering and pain to his family, which is exactly what is happening.
Hey, look, I'm not questioning his motive for wanting to die.
No, you just think he's being selfish.
What would you call it?
I think it's the most unselfish thing a man could do. At a time when he should have been thinking of himself, he was thinking of his family. He didn't want us to suffer alongside him. He didn't want to keep on living when there was no hope. He wanted us to live our lives and not be dragged down with what was left of his.
They always say there's no hope. How do you know that?
The doctors say...
Listen, the people come out of comas. They resume their lives months, sometimes years later. It happens.
For every one of those, there are thousands in hospital beds. Not living, not dying, existing.
Damn it, I don't care. That's murder. I don't care what you call it. You have a court order in your hand. When you unplug that machine, it's the same thing.
To you, maybe, but not to me. Because I respect him enough to understand what he wanted.
Oh, good, you're here. I need help.
Listen, man, I can't. I'm sorry, I told you, I can't help.
Listen, I don't care if you're not a cop. I've got trouble, and you're the only one I can turn to. It's about my brother Dylan, all right?
Don't you ever do that to me again. Thank you. Thank you very much. I had a little trouble waking up this morning. Now I won't need my morning caffeine break. A couple of paramedics, maybe. Do you always greet your guests with such bravado?
Only the unexpected ones.
Good. I will be certain to announce myself next time. With a brass band. Hand it over. The address book.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's right here someplace. I believe you left it here last night.
Stolen. The word is stolen. From me, by you.
I promise I didn't peek.
Then why'd you take it?
To make sure you'd come back.
I don't want to build up your ego any more than it already is. But I had every intention of coming back. Clothes. I didn't want you to catch cold in your little shorts.
You're too kind.
I was thinking that.
Before you go, I have one favor to ask of you.
Go right ahead, but don't expect an affirmative answer.
I don't know if I told you why I was here in Santa Barbara.
Actually, you forgot to leave out that little tidbit.
Well, I'm trying to hook up with my brother.
What's the matter? Don't they have any phones?
I don't know the number.
Isn't that what information is for?
Look, all I'm asking is that you go and pick him up and bring him back here.
I don't know if I'm making this clear enough. Why don't you do it? Wouldn't it be easier? Unless, of course, you're in some kind of trouble. What'd you do? Rob a bank? Liquor store? Where's that little gold nugget you've been sporting around? Might that have something to do with it? I know what you're thinking. You're thinking of all the broads in the world you had to run into. It had to be me, the smart one.
You know what? That's exactly what I'm thinking, except the smart part.
You know I'm not going to do anything for you unless you tell me what's going on.
I'm afraid to call my brother because I think his phones are tapped.
The police?
Worse than that.
Oh, boy, this is getting good. Who's your brother? Al Capone or Marlon Brando?
Oh, I don't think I can trust you with his name just yet.
Oh, I see. You could trust me with going out and bringing him back here, but you can't tell me his name.
Oh, what's yours first?
After today, I'm changing it to Mata Hari, but right now it's Julia Wainwright.
Is that Mrs. or Miss?
It's Ms. with a Z, and if you're done with your interrogation, I'm leaving.
Wait a second. My name is Dylan Hartley, and my brother's name is Nick. And I ditched my plane a couple of miles out in the ocean and had to swim in. I stripped down in the water, which explains why I didn't have any clothes.
What about the nugget?
Oh, see, that explains the rest of it. But I don't think you're ready for that yet. How about helping me find my brother? He's a photographer. He lives around here somewhere.
It shouldn't be too difficult.
You'll do it?
I will find Mr. Hartley for you. But if I find out that any of this doesn't check out, I am going straight to the police.
Thank you for your show of confidence.
Thank you for my address book. Bye.
Tarnish the golden girl's image in your eyes just a little bit? Not quite the perfect daughter you thought she was?
What are you doing here?
Leaving. I'm just having a chat with dear old Dad. Actually, I've been doing the chatting. He's been mostly listening.
He wouldn't want you here, and you know it.
Well, the man has a right to know.
Know what? What are you talking about?
About how the company's been managed while he's been, what shall we say, laid up?
Everything that I have done is exactly the way Daddy wanted it.
Oh, is it? Well, tell me, Daddy, would you have sold all the toxic waste disposal stock if you'd known they were on the verge of a major breakthrough? Prediction was that it would soar, and soar it did, right through the roof. Little arithmetic will show you that you lost just over $1 million.
Is that true?
Let's see, American Exchange, what you're looking for is traded on the New York.
He was right.
Dad, he's always right. You know that?
I'm talking about someone else.
Well, 3 hours before the deadline, she'll be calling any minute.
Admit it, Eden. You need me. Or someone like me to help you sort this out. It's way beyond you.
I am in charge, and I'm going to stay in charge.
Well, not for long. I've put in a call to Ted and Kelly. I thought they should know what Big Sister was up to. I think now maybe they'll throw their votes over to the only competent member of the family, me.
Maybe they'll just take their good sense and take a walk.
A walk? That does make good sense. Just what I need to clear my head of the mustiness of this room.
Mason, you know, I don't care what you say to Ted and Kelly. I'm going to fight for this position in this company.
I don't doubt it. It's too bad I have all the ammunition. Takes all the fun out of the battle. See you in the boardroom, Eden.
Daddy, I've been trying so hard to do it the way you wanted me to. I've been trying so hard. And it's so hard with you here. I haven't been sleeping very well lately. I've been thinking about you a lot. I know it hurts you to be on these machines. For you to feel like they're controlling your life. I want to do what you're asking. But if you have a chance to fight for your life, I wish you could understand what I'm saying. I wish you could tell me that you hear me.
Eden?
I'm all right.
You haven't been sleeping well, I can tell.
All right.
Not if you don't get some rest, dear. Why don't you go and lie down a little while? Please? Your room has clean sheets in it. Even though I could tell the other ones hadn't been slept in.
Nothing gets by you, does it?
Not much.
Well, if anybody needs me.
I'll make sure you're not disturbed. Go. Good morning, Cece.
Oh, good morning, Rosa.
Mary.
Rosa, Mr. Campbell's going in for some tests this morning, so there will be an ambulance coming by.
Mary, you haven't told us. Is he getting worse?
Oh, no, nothing to worry about. These are just routine tests to see if there's any change in his condition. They'll also want to recalibrate the machines.
Oh, everything's so technical and involved. I just wish someone could tell me if he's getting better or not.
Well, maybe today after the tests.
All these machines and doctors. I still believe if we pray very hard with all our hearts, he'll recover. We need more faith.
Well, faith can't do much good if there's no hope, and there doesn't seem to be much hope. No, not much at all.
Gina, never underestimate the power of prayer.
Well, it hasn't worked yet. Look at him.
Maybe you've been praying for the wrong thing, Mrs. Caplow. Have you ever thought of that?
As far as I know, he's been using the money I sent him from med school to put into some cargo plane outfit.
That's a cute trick. You must be the forgiving type.
Part of the reason I want to get a hold of him is so I can punch him in the face.
You know, it sounds like it's got to be something bigger than illegal trafficking if the State Department is involved. Has he ever been in trouble with the law before?
Not that I know of. The usual kid stuff. Stealing hubcaps, fistfights. Nothing more than that.
Yeah, Mr. Swanson, look, I'm sorry to have to get you out of a meeting. Good, then you already know my question? Yeah, Dylan Hartley, right. Well, why did they, I see. Of course, thank you. Thank you for your time. You bet.
So, let me have it.
Well, they found your brother's plane off the coast of Santa Barbara. Apparently he had to make a crash landing.
What are you telling me?
The State Department thinks he might be dead.
Dead?
They found some of his clothes floating at Nick. They didn't find a body.
But they said he was dead.
But look, if the plane was floating when it landed, then it didn't flip, and he could easily have swam to shore.
Where did it go down?
Off East Beach.
If anybody's looking for me, that's where I'm going to be.
Yeah.
Don't have much left, pal, but I've still got you. You got me into this, now you're gonna get me out of it. Just as soon as Nick gets here.
Oh, no. My God, Daddy.
Oh, Eden, it's all right. Your father's not dead. He's at the hospital for routine tests. I thought you knew.
And he's okay.
Yeah, nothing's changed. He's the same.
I was taking a nap and I walked into the room and...
Oh, try not to let it bother you. It was just a mistake.
It's the strangest thing.
What?
I thought that when he died, I would be relieved. But I just feel sadness. Such overwhelming sadness.
Is there anything I can do for you?
No, fine.
Am I interrupting something?
No, you're not interrupting anything. I was just fooling around with this equipment. It must be a lot of money, huh?
Ah, thousands, hundreds of thousands. Only the best for C.C. Capwell. Good thing it's rented. What's that switch you were fooling around with?
The master switch.
Well, switch it on. Let's see how the support systems work with no one to support. Lights, camera, life.
Look at it.
Let's see if we can do better than that. Ooh, I feel like Frankenstein or one of those other mythical monsters.
Well, the only difference is you're not mythical.
Gina, you've changed your opinion of me.
Mason, you have fallen off your pedestal. You're not the dashing, charming young man I thought you were. I guess I was, blind at first, like Mary.
What about Mary?
Well, I think she's quite fond of you. Maybe she's falling in love.
I wouldn't go that far.
You're not leading her on, are you? You wouldn't be that silly, would you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Good. I'm glad you don't know what I'm talking about, because if you did, if something were to happen between you and Miss Flo Nightingale, I would be in a very difficult position.
What kind of position is that?
Well, I would be forced to tell the poor thing the truth.
About?
You and me? Look at that. Your pulse is rising. Are you excited?
I don't think so.
I wonder if we can make your heartbeat quicken. I wonder if that's possible. Maybe if I do a little bit of this or a little nibble over there. Or what will happen if I... Oh, look, it's working. It's working. It's almost going right off the chart. Oh, Mason, I knew I could still get you excited. Mason, kiss me, please. Would you?
Edith's probably upstairs. I haven't seen her in a little while.
Well, thank you, Rosa.
Cruz, if you're not in too much of a hurry, could we please talk?
Sure, what's on your mind?
Danny. He told me what you said yesterday about not being able to help.
Oh, well, I explained that I'm no longer on the police force.
You saw Danny. You saw what they did to him.
Yeah, he got caught between two feuding gangs.
Claro que sí, helping another boy, and now... Cruz, you know exactly what's going to happen. They'll come after my Danny. This time could be worse. It must be a very good reason why you're not helping Danny. And I won't ask. But what's happening down in the barrio, it's not right, Cruz. The good boys like my Danny, they're the ones getting hurt. The other boys, the bad ones, they run like packs of wolves. Always trying to be tougher, always trying to outdo one another. And the guns come out, and the knives. And someone gets killed. Babies in the street, shooting at each other.
Rosa, I know what...
Don't tell me you know all about it, because you don't. It's changed since your day. It's worse, much worse. None of us can turn our backs, Cruz.
Lo siento, Rosa, pero I don't have the authority of a badge anymore.
¿Y qué? You have the respect. The boys in the street, they all know about Cruz Castillo. You could help. You could change things.
I don't... Look, I will talk to Danny and try to help him. I don't know what I was thinking when I talked to him before.
Vale. So long as you help him.
I'm going out, Rosa.
Eden, I think we need to talk.
I'm aware of your position. And I'm also aware it's not going to change.
Obviously, no sooner than yours is going to change.
So another one of our legendary impasses, huh? I'm going out to the Kachima winery to meet Kirk. Apparently, he bought it with some of the money he got from the toxic waste disposal stock that he bought.
So you're going to hire him after all?
Any objection?
Your company.
That's right. Rosa, I should be home for dinner, if not before, okay?
Cruz, no te agüites. Todavía te ama.
Years I got in this place. 40 years by blood and sweat. Know every inch of this place, every dusty corner, every rib of oak on those barrels, every year of every bottle in here.
Uh-huh. I can see it'll be sad letting go of it.
Sad? Hell no, I can't wait to get rid of it. I've been trying to get rid of it for 4 years now, till you walked in the door.
Yeah.
You, bring the check?
Sure did. Here you go. What's that whistling sound?
Oh, that happens on windy days like today. Wind seems to come right through the ceiling.
Anything else coming through that ceiling up there? Water, for instance?
No, you don't need to worry about that. Rainy season's a couple of months away. You got plenty of time to patch her up. It's a real pleasure doing business with you, Mr. Cranston. Good luck with her. I gotta go now. Oh, just shut that door when you want to lock up to leave.
Thank you. Just patch her up.
It's so chilly up there. I hope a storm's not coming.
Well, welcome.
I can't believe you bought this place. It's falling apart.
Yeah, another one of my bad decisions.
Actually, that's why I'm here.
Well, let me guess. Now, you want to buy this winery from me? I'm sorry, but there is no sale.
Actually, it was about your decision, or rather my decision to sell that stock. Actually, I think I'm a big enough person to admit that I was wrong, and I would like for you very much to come work for me. A full-time part, of course. I would like for you to sign the contract. In fact, I brought the contract with me. Aren't you going to say anything?
I just want to make sure you're through.
I'm through.
Well, in that case, I accept. And thank you. That's a very kind, generous offer.
Oh, you're welcome. I knew that you knew I was going to come back to you.
You know, I did know that about you, Eden. I knew that you wanted to run this company in the best way possible. Because you see, there are a lot of people out there that weren't able to admit that they're wrong, and you were. And I knew that you knew that I was the right man for this job.
I didn't know that until the stock went up.
I didn't even know that stock was going up myself.
I think you took a big chance.
Yeah? How about buying an old rundown winery or hiring a young, cocky businessman you don't know anything about?
I know enough.
For instance?
I know you're the kind of man who gets what he wants.
Is that a quality you admire?
Very much.
Well, in that case, would a handshake suffice until we sign that contract?
You bet.
All right. Hey, I've got to show you around this place.
Oh.
Have a look at this. Watch your head.
It's the Kachuma Winery. I need the address and the phone number if there is one. Just the address, then. All right, thanks. Sorry.
Enjoying wine tasting.
Something like that.
Oh, it's a great time of the year. Listen, Cruz, tell me something. Have you seen Nick? I've been looking all over for him.
Yeah, if you can't find him, it's because he doesn't want to be found. He just got some real bad news about his little brother.
Oh.
Yeah, he thought he was in medical school. Turns out he might have been involved in something illegal, and they just found his plane crashed off the coast, and he's missing.
That's really awful. But I really need to find him.
Why?
This is going to sound real strange, but I think I got some terrific news for him.
Interesting, isn't it? Without the man, there'd be no machines, but without the machines, there'd be no man. These things, they could keep a guy alive for years.
Mason, do we have to talk about it? It's kind of depressing.
Yeah, I know it's depressing to think about Dad lingering for years, Gina, but it's a possibility you're going to have to consider, if you haven't already.
Come on, Mason, must it always be business?
You really don't want to think about it, do you?
Think about what?
About Dad's condition. Certainly be to your advantage if he were to die, then you could inherit, take the money, give Brandon a whole new life away from this dreadful house. But if he were to wake up...
We'd both lose everything.
Yeah, you more than me, I'm afraid. See, Gina, I'm not going to wait around to find out. I've already put into motion a plan to take over the company for myself. And if I'm successful, he won't be able to do a thing about it when he wakes up.
Mason, that sounds absolutely ruthless. I love it.
Is that what attracted you to Dad in the first place? His ruthlessness, or was it just his money?
Don't start on me, Mason.
Just wondering.
I fell in love with Cece because... well, he was the kind of man that could take care of me.
And Gina needs somebody to take care of her, huh?
No, she needs someone who loves her. And I know Cece loved me. I know he did. It was wonderful, those first days. We would do romantic things. He would buy me flowers. I thought he was the most wonderful man in the world. And then he told me the real reason why he married me.
To keep Brandon in the family.
I hate him for it. I hate Cece more than I hated Hank, more than I hated anyone. I should have married you, Mason. Would have been different if I married you.
We are gathered here today to pay our last respects to C.C. Capwell and to join this man and this woman in holy matrimony. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss the body, I mean the bride.
Mason? Mason? This isn't funny, Mason. Mason? Mason? Mason! Mason! Wake up, Mason! Oh, stop it! Mason!
Mason?
There's an explanation for this,
I don't want to
Mary.
hear any explanations. I would think you'd have more restraint. Look, this equipment is very expensive and very delicate.
Mary, I can...
Look, I'm going to ask you two not to play with the machines anymore, all right? It could endanger the health of my patient.
Oh, we wouldn't want that to happen.
Well, I would hope not. I'm going downstairs.
No, Mary, hang on just a minute.
Mason, you undoubtedly have the most sick sense of humor of any man alive.
Thank you.
It's really quite easy, isn't it? Just flip the switch, and all your troubles are gone.
What you looking at? How you doing?
Okay, all this needs now is your signature.
Okay, but first, a little wine.
Well, I'll just have a little, maybe just a sip or two, okay?
All right. Here you go.
Thank
To
you.
a long and prosperous association.
Let's hope profitable as well.
Oh, Eden, guaranteed.
Cheers.
Yeah. There's another reason you came here. What was that?
What do you mean?
Oh, it's just a mood I sensed about you from the first moment you came down the stairs. I mean, you were trying to cover it up, but, my dear, your eyes betrayed you.
They're that bloodshot, huh?
No, they're not bloodshot at all. A little frightened, perhaps, or, sleepless. I'll tell you what they are. They are the eyes of someone who has a tremendous burden on her shoulders.
Guess you know your eyes.
Yeah, well, maybe I can help out. Or no, wait a minute. I did not say that. Let me sign this contract first. There.
Thank you.
Now I'm an official employee. Thanks very much. So you see, you have no choice. You have to trust me.
Oh, there's really nothing you could help with.
Well, what is it? Boyfriend? Cruise? I mean...
I really rather not talk about that.
Okay, no problem.
In fact, I have to be getting home. I have a lot of work waiting for me.
All right.
Yeah.
Eden.
Huh?
Look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to pry and...
It's okay. You take your time here, and tomorrow we'll start outlining a game plan, okay?
Good enough. Drive carefully, huh?
Thanks. All right.
Oh, that's the wind. Let me check this out, all right? Unreal.
You've got to be kidding.
It's locked.
And I suppose you're going to tell me you don't have a key? Great. Just great.
Mary, will you hold on for a minute?
Everything that I have to say on the subject.
Look, I apologize. You were right. I admit it. I shouldn't have been messing around with those machines. I just wanted to see what it felt like.
You know, Mason, Gina seemed like nervous or something when I walked in, like I'd been catching her at something.
Gina always looks that way.
No, it was different, and you both look kind of nervous.
Well, it's the excitement, you bursting in, the alarms, and you just caught us by surprise, that's all.
Can I ask you something?
Sure, what's on your mind?
This might sound strange, but do you think Gina might have designs on you?
This is so incredible, man. I thought you were dead. No, I was sure you were dead. When I saw your jacket on the beach...
Oh, hey, I appreciate you finding that jacket. I don't think there's been a day that's gone by that I haven't worn it since you sent it to me from Nam. Come on, let's get something to eat. I'm starving.
No. First, we talk. Sit down.
Okay, what do you want to... Where do you want to start?
Janice told me everything, Dylan. Cargo plane, the fact that you have not been going to medical school, you have been taking the money I've been sending you and using it for who knows what, now you've got half the damn State Department after you.
Oh, Janice made it here? That's great.
Don't change the subject.
That's my girl.
And this is your brother. You ripped me off, Dylan. I've been bragging to the whole world about the fact that you would be the soon-to-be doctor. And you're out flying airplanes.
I had every intention of paying you back.
Well, that fits. Had.
I still do.
Listen, let's forget about me right now. What about Mom and Dad?
Well, no, you're not going to make me feel guilty for that. Now, so I was supposed to be a doctor, so you were supposed to be a lawyer, but no, you wanted to go to Vietnam and take photographs. Well, I want to fly airplanes. Nick, these have been the 4 best years of my life. I don't expect you to forget about the money. I'm not asking that. I just want you to understand why I did it.
For the adventure.
You know what I'm talking about! Nick, it's the Hartley spirit. We've got it in all of us. I could not take the road most traveled.
I still feel like I have been betrayed.
I've got something for you. Start paying you back. Go on, take it.
What is this? Is this for real?
Solid gold.
This is very heavy.
8 ounces. Consider it a down payment.
Where did you get this?
That I can't say.
You sure as hell have better not have stolen this.
I didn't. I took it out of the ground myself. I don't believe that Mother Nature is going to press charges.
Now you're hunting for treasure.
The hunt is over. And that gold nugget proves it. And that's all that I can say now.
You've got some boys from the State Department looking for you. They sounded like you were in some kind of trouble.
You're not with them. Not that I know of.
Someone who ditches an airplane and holds out in a motel room. Sounds like he's in some kind of trouble. What is it?
There is someone. And he is someone that you don't mess with. In fact, he is the only one between me and the gold.
Now, let me guess. And he is not from the State Department.
You can call him an independent contractor.
And what are the conditions of his contract if he finds you?
That you don't want to know.
The hell I don't.
First, he'll try to get some information out of me. When that doesn't work, he'll probably kill me.
Yeah, Dylan's in real trouble, right up to his armpits.
They can say what kind of trouble?
No, just that some people are chasing him.
State Department?
Organized crime.
Ooh, sounds like you might have just picked yourself up a potential client.
Yeah, if he lives that long.
Listen, you know what time it is? I think I'm slow.
It's about 5 after. Why? Oh, Eden's coming over. I know. You want me to leave? I can take a hit.
Actually, she was due here 2 hours ago, and I'm just getting a little worried. Well, I rarely use this word, but I'm afraid in this case it applies. I'm afraid it's just hopeless. This lock right here is just so old and rusted that, even if I knew how to pick it, I don't think I'd have any luck.
Are you trying to tell me there's no other way out of here?
Well, until someone happens by...
Happens by? Happens by? No one's happened by this place in 10 years.
Oh, Eden, come on, relax. I mean, the old owner will eventually come around. I'm sure we'll be out of here in a day or two.
Day or two? You're full of wonderful news. And pray tell, what are we supposed to do for the next day or two?
Well, At least we won't get thirsty.
Oh, now don't get funny. People are going to start wondering where I am.
Well, that's wonderful. Don't you see? There'll be people looking for you. They'll find me. In the meanwhile, may I recommend a 1969 Cabernet. You know, the previous owner assured me that this had won several major ribbons.
Nothing bothers you, does it?
Well, there's no use fighting about something we can't control. I'll tell you what, my advice to you as your advisor is just to sit down and relax, sweetheart. You know, you've been running around so many circles lately. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea for you just to sit and think. And who knows, Eden? Together, we just might be able to come up with some answers for your problems, huh? Well, there's a bench right there.
Oh, this is nuts. I'm gonna find her.
What are you worried about?
Oh, it's a long story.
Are you jealous?
No, I'm concerned. That's all, just concerned. Listen, if anybody asks, I'm at the Cachuma Winery, or on my way.
Happy hunting. I guess that means I'm supposed to lock up.
Well, Santa Barbara is back on Sky One screens tomorrow at the same time of 2:20. The classic show The Brady Bunch is in half an hour's time at 3:15. But first of all, on this Wednesday afternoon, Wife of the Week. See you soon here on Sky One.